Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert have made countless classics together and are an iconic duo in the rap game. Although the two are friends once again, things haven't always been steady between the rappers. The peak of their arguments have seen the two pull up on each other to fight it out. Now, before we go into details about their on and off friendship, subscribe to our channel for rap-related news and like the video if you enjoyed our content. Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert began their friendship all the way back in 2016, when they collaborated on producer Molly Raw's track called Left Right. Although the song didn't release on popular streaming services, the music video can be found on YouTube, and the audio version is on Molly Raw's SoundCloud page. Shortly after Left Right surfaced, Lil Uzi and Carti went on a 9-city tour titled after their song, which would be just the beginning. Fans wouldn't have to wait long to be blessed with new music because Carti and Lil Uzi Vert would once again link up for their track Of Course We Ghetto Flowers, which was off Lil Uzi Vert's Perfect Love tape. The two kept things exciting in 2017 as Playboi Carti released two singles off his self-titled mixtape, which were called Wokeuplikethis and Lookin, which both had features from Lil Uzi. The duo began to catch the attention of the mainstream media, as Woke Up Like This would be the duo's first Billboard hit, and Uzi was named a XXL freshman in 2016 as well as Carti in 2017. Not only that, but the two would be seen hanging out a lot and even did interviews together. Carti even claimed the duo had about 100 unreleased tracks that they worked on together.
But is that something that, like, how many records do y'all have together that we haven't heard that are just sitting on a hard drive somewhere?
Like 100.
100?
Yeah.
Now, as great as this sounds, these will probably never be released considering how much Carti lies about new music. Although Uzi and Carti were friends, things weren't always perfect between the two. Both rappers said they would get into physical fights during studio sessions over their creative direction on tracks. And by the way they talked about it, it makes the fight seem like it was a regular thing.
How is it when you and Uzi in the studio?
Nigga, we'll fight and make a song.
Yeah.
But me and Carti, we really having we gotta fight. Like physically fight for him to listen. Other than that, he don't hear nothing.
Lil Uzi released his long-awaited album Love Is Rage 2 in August of 2017, and the following month, Carti responded to rumors of a possible collab tape with Uzi by confirming they were working on a project titled 1629. Carti even announced that the duo were going on a tour named after the project, but the next day Uzi pulled out from the 1629 tour because he said he needed to focus on other things. He didn't specify what he needed to focus on, which was kind of weird and could have been a sign of the two's falling out that was yet to come. As far as the collab album goes, tracks like Throw It Up, Firearm, and Break the Bank had been leaked and seemed like they were a part of the album. Break the Bank even had a scrapped music video that was never released. It's been over 3 years and the two haven't dropped anything for 1629, and it still remains one of the most hyped up collab albums. It's a shame too because all the leaked songs sound like the project would have lived up to the hype. Now, as far as actual released music goes, Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert released their track Shoota back in 2018, which would be their final track together as of right now. It honestly feels like Shoota didn't drop that long ago, and it really marked the end of the duo's iconic SoundCloud era, which had some of the most exciting new music. 2018 was also around the time that Carti and Uzi began to seem distant. They weren't seen together and no new music was being released. Many fans speculated that the two were beefing with each other, which seemed to be confirmed after Uzi began to answer his fans' questions on Twitter. Towards the end of 2019, a fan asked Lil Uzi if he was on good terms, and the rapper replied with a simple no in all caps. Another fan seemed to ask Uzi what's up with the Carti situation, and he replied with, "Nothing, I just took a different route," which seemed like a bunch of crap. It didn't stop here until April of 2020, when Uzi tagged Playboi Carti and told him he was planning on dropping Eternal a Take, the same day that Carti was supposedly going to drop Whole Lotta Red. Not only that, but when Carti released his single At Meh, Lil Uzi posted a picture of the song's cover and said it was just meh. Honestly, At Meh wasn't one of Carti's most memorable tracks, so it'd be hard not to agree with Uzi's opinion. Whether you like or hate Uzi's music, you have to admit that his transparency and interactions with fans is refreshing to see from a rapper since most aren't as humbled or as wholesome as he is. About a week after Uzi criticized Carti's single, a fan asked Lil Uzi on Twitter if his and Carti's beef was fake. Uzi replied to his fan and assured him the beef wasn't fake, but that the two met up and fought each other to settle their differences, and that they were now cool with each other again. Shortly after Uzi's tweet, Carti tagged Uzi and said, "I love you, twin," which he replied to and said, "You already know, Carti, I love you back." Some think the beef between the two was fake and that Uzi and Carti were just trying to gain more publicity. It wouldn't be surprising since rappers do this all the time, and Uzi dropped Eternal a Take a month before the apparent beef. But like we said earlier, the two stopped hanging out with each other for a while, so it seems there was at least something going on that put a strain on their friendship. But the two are finally cool with each other, they may even be too close. Carti's baby mama Iggy Azalea said he had missed the birth of his son to play the PlayStation with Lil Uzi Vert, and a picture later leaked of them playing on the console in the studio, which basically confirmed what Iggy had said. Now this is definitely the most extreme case of being a real one with your friends. More recently, Uzi and Carti performed Shoota together for the first time and were finally on the same stage after years of not going live together. So hopefully the talented duo finally drops music again. As far as new music, Lil Uzi has teased 1629 several times this year, but fans shouldn't be hopeful for a release. Carti himself hasn't mentioned anything about the duo's collab project. He hasn't even dropped the Whole Lotta Red Deluxe album or his Narcissist project like he told fans he would. The two will probably have features on each other's albums, but 1629 is likely never going to drop. But let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments below and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. We'll see you guys in the next video.